So let's talk about statistics, circle of influence, your sphere of influence, and geofarms. So all of the people that you deal with feel safe when we give them good data rather than our opinion. Okay, so there's a lot of really good scripts, and having some good data to loop in with the scripts and weave it in will get people's attention. It works. And people will start thanking you when you post stuff on social media. So I'm going to start by showing you um, how we find a geofarm and then how we get the data. So a geofarm, most of the time, you're going to want to use where you live, okay? And for example, I'm going to log into the MLS and I'm going to have you do it with me in a minute because it helps you. So when you're thinking, okay, I need 500 people in my circle of influence to be able to get how many deals? 45. 49.5% of the population, or about 9%, 9% of the population is moving. So if not every geofarm is equal because some areas they move less than others. Like you have starter homes and you have the middle size homes and then you have the big ones and then people downsize. So there's a lot of reasons. You can do some research and see what's happening in your neighborhood. So I did this with Tafari. Welcome, Tafari. And we did his neighborhood in Hartford. And it was really cool because we had all kinds of properties. So rentals, single family new construction, condos, multifamilies, and commercial. So all of those people in your area are great contacts. And, even if it's commercial, they have their own personal homes too. So, and then you have people that live there, people that don't live there. You have land. And all of that is part of diving in and finding people that need your help and then getting them to trust you with a combination of good conversations, your amazing personality, and some good data so that they'll feel like, yeah, she really knows what she's talking about. So I'm going to start by doing a search and I'm going to do a cross property search. So I'm here in search. I'm going to cross property. So cross property means every type of property. So we can do commercial, residential, everything all at once. And I'm going to use mix area as an example so that you can then do what I'm going to do. So I'm going in. I don't know why I'm seeing two circles here. I feel like did I go in twice? It's not happening again.
Mm.
No, I didn't. I'm going to stop sharing for a second.
Oh, oh.
No, it's still doing it. I'm going to log out and log back in. Okay, I'm doing a search. Cross property. All right, good. I'm in. Share. I'm going to share my screen again. Share.
I see. Wait a minute.
Okay. So all I did was I did a
Pulling it
search.
down. I see. Wait a minute.
Do you see me? Do you see my screen, you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I did the whole state. Now I'm going to narrow it down by town.
So wait a minute. When I'm in cross property, it comes up with properties. You're showing a map.
I'll show you how that happens because I do the map all the time, so it comes up automatically. So see,
Oh, I
I
got
go
you.
over here, show list, show map. So you have the ability to go back and forth with your list and your maps. So in the new MLS, it's kind of cool because you have the list view, then you can also do the multi-view and then the four view and then the individual. And then you can also do side by side. So I'm going to get out of here, go back to list view. Okay. Oops, one more. All right. Now I'm going to look at the map, just the map, because once I have the map, I can now manipulate the map for what I want. So I have Clinton, so it's showing me all of Clinton. And now I'm going to zero in to a neighborhood by going here in the map and the little bullet thing here. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm clicking on that and I'm going to type in, what was the name of your street?
Willow Court. Well,
Willow.
use Willow Lane.
Willow
Lane.
Lane,
There's
Clinton.
only like three houses on our court.
Okay, it's not doing it. Give me a number for Willow Lane. Oh, here we go. 8 Willow. Oh, it just says Willow. Is that correct? Oh, it is
If
Willow
you go up a couple, there's Willow Lane.
Lane. It did it. It's so funny how the different maps call the areas different things. Okay, so now we're in Willow Lane, and I'm going to zoom out. And I remember doing this for you. Okay, and I think I kept within this boundary. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I might have gone down. I don't, I'm just going to. So if you were to pick an area of Clinton, keeping in mind you don't want to have you want to have like 1,000. Should I go up here? Should I go down here? Where should I go? You want to start here? Where you like this
Well, if you
area?
start on the south side of 95, they're going to be pretty expensive. I don't know what do you.
All right, let's start with where you
um,
live, and we're going to increase it, with other things.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to, and I don't remember what I pulled, but you'll see when you see the streets. So this here lets us set the boundaries. And I'm going to click here to draw a polygon. Now I have to make it big again. Okay. And we'll start with this side of 95.
Okay.
Let's see how many we have. So right now, the default is actives, and I'm going to change that. All right, so we have Connecticut, Clinton. We don't want to narrow that. And then up here, cross property, property type, subtype. Oh, here we go. Here's active. So I'm going to do everything because I'm going to actually set up a search. So I want you to do this with me, including canceled and withdrawn. So everything. I have everything, every type, everything. And then I'm going to X out of here and it saves it. And then it's telling me there's 399 matches. Now that's not people, that's, a
Property.
rental, a commercial, something that's active or it expired or it's current, brand new to the market. So it's all statuses and all types. And then I drew a box around it and then I'm going to hit save search. Are you doing it with me?
I'm actually writing down the notes.
Okay. So I'm going to click Save Search. And now I'm going to add a new client. And I'm going to add Mick. And what is your email, Mick? Mick
RUGIERO.
IERO
Yes.
IERO at Gmail. So you want to do this too. Okay, and then I am going to add, so I just added you. Oh, it makes me do all fields. What else? Active. Okay. Oh, allow reverse prep. I'm gonna say no. Okay, and at types prospect. Okay, you're a prospect. Okay. All right, and add. Okay, good. It added you. So
Good.
once you add the search, then you have to go here and turn it into an automatic search, and you have to call it something. So I'm calling it Mixed Geofarm. Okay, and I'm going to have this go to you every day at, what's a good time? What time do you get home?
Noon. Noon would be a good time.
Okay, noon. That's 12 p.m., right?
Yes.
All right. And let's see, run immediately, find all matches, send notification. I'm not going to send myself notification. Okay. So now I hit save. So, oh, you know what I'm going to call it? Mixed Geofarm equals money. I'm going to put something on there that will get your
Done.
attention
Love it.
and then save. And then, okay. So now this is what happens when you create this kind of a search. When I go home, that search is going to be on my list here. So I'll be able to see. So right now, all the sources came up, all the different things. Tomorrow, the new listings, new expireds, new canceled, new rentals are going to start coming up. And what I've done is I've sent you everybody's name and phone number in that database. So you'll be able to call. Now you have a reason to call. So if it's an expired or canceled, you can call them to list their house. Everybody else, you can call everybody else and let them know what's happening. Okay. So now we're in Clinton. And so you have north of 95 and south of 95, which probably are very different. And it's good to do data based on that. Now, this is cross property. What I like to do when I'm pulling stats is pick one thing because it's too confusing with cross property. So the next step is we're going to pull stats. So two things just happened. One, we have a list of people to call that live in the area. Two, we set up a search that's going to remind us every day of what's happening in town. The third thing is I'm going to want to stay in touch with my MLS every day so I see what's happening because I am the expert of this area. I don't want one thing to slip through my fingers. And the only way I can do that is if I know what I'm talking about. So I need to know what the data is in the neighborhood. Okay. So now I'm going to do another search. And this time I'm just going to do single family. All right. And I'm going to do the same things, except I'm not going to do the canceled. So now, well, first I want to show you something. So the first thing is, we did a lot of, last time we did this, I showed you fast stats info sparks. Now I'm going to show you the last 30 days again. So we revisit this because the last 30 days is the gets people's attention. Because everything else, they're looking at October data, you know, maybe November if you're lucky. Today is almost the middle of December. It's December 10th. We're about to go, we just came out of Thanksgiving. Now we're about to go into more holidays. So we have Hanukkah and Christmas. So things affect the market. So to know what's happening now, why, for your average person, they want to know, like, what do they want to know about the market during the holidays? What do you think?
I don't know, the average price of what things are going for.
Yeah, is anything happening? Should I wait till spring?
Right.
What are the rates right now? Is now a good time? I did an article for Parents Magazine one time that said the best time you can look for houses is during the holidays because you don't have as much competition when we're in a market like this. So you think of the reasons why now's a good time. And you always, and it always starts out with, oh, I thought now would be terrible. Well, I felt the same way. And then I pulled some numbers and this is what I found. So found. I felt the same way. I pulled some numbers and this is what I found. So I'm going to look at the last 30 days. So the first thing I can see, as far as single families go, hold on, just going to do it again. Just want to make sure I have Clinton and it went away. Clinton. Okay. All right. So there are 20 active houses on the market right now. That's not a lot. So now I'm going to add under contract, coming soon, closed, and under contract. So this one's under contract, continue to show. This one is under contract. I'm going to go back 30 days, 30 to 0. So the reason, why do I want to do this?
That's all newest information, right?
Yeah. Like I knew there were, how many active houses were there?
20.
Okay, so now I'm going to see how many active houses there are now. All right, so we have 42 matches of everything in the last 30 days. Now I click view results. And now I am going to go over here to quick CMA. So this little toolbar here, you see the car? Next to the car is quick CMA. So I'm clicking on this. And all right, there are 12 active single family homes in the last 30 days. So what's good about this is days on the market should not be 53. Okay, let me just see why this happened. Hold on. Back to search. I did this. All right, so it did not obey me. I don't know why. Normally, it will do what you tell it to do. So I'm going to click view results again. Quick CMA. Okay, and then there's another cool thing I can do up here. Show quick stats. So there are 13 active houses on the market. Average price is $462. 17 sold houses on the market. Average list price is $552. Average sale price is $541. So actually in Clinton, things are going for less than asking on average. But we have this big guy over here, 2,275,000. And that was the max. And that one sold for 2,150,000. So that was a little over. So that, I don't know, might not affect it too much. Okay, so that's closed 17, active 13, and then under contract and under contract continue to show. We add these together. So that is 13, 12.
12.
And the average under contract is 403. The average under contract continue to show is 522. So, there's a little bit of a difference there. Usually it's pretty close, but I don't know why it is that way. So I would just divide it by two. So 4 and 5. So that would be about 60,000. So that would be 460 would be average between the two. So other things I can look at on here is days on market. So days on market you want to look at the closed. So the average days on market is 50. But look at that. One of them, the maximum was the $2 million house. That was 358 days on the market. So that is a great property to get to know, Mick, just so you can talk about it.
Okay.
When you get into that price range, well, the higher price ranges always sell slower. So
Yeah.
you want to do the price banding to see, the difference. And then we have the cool little graphs. Okay. So that's what I like about this. You are looking at the last 30 days. I always like to say, okay, there's 13 houses on the market and 70 closed. So are we in a buyer's or seller's market?
So there's 13 on the market now, and how many closed?
Yeah, 17. So
Oh,
we're
well,
in a seller's market still.
the sellers. Okay.
Yeah, we're in a seller's market because a buyer's market is when it's 6 months or over, but really even 4 months. When you get over 4 months, then you're starting to go into a buyer's market. So Century 21 teaches 6 months. I just took a class today, but I know the old CEO of Century 21 said it was 4 months a long time ago. So this is interesting. And then the other thing is under contract, that is 12. So there's 13 active, there's 12 under contract. So we need help here. We need more stuff. It is the holidays. That's why. So what could I do to change? Like, what am I looking at? I can look at the last 30 days and I can look at the previous 30 days. So I am going to just quickly print this as a PDF. And Linton Mick. All right, last 30 days.
What do you get this?
Single family. All right. All right, now I'm going to go and close this. Go back to my search. And how would I get this to be 30 days prior? I would go 60 to 30. So instead of 30, now I'm going to do 60.
Change
Now,
that.
it's not going to work with actives because they turn into, 60. That's something, a different report I'd have to run. But it will work. I just want to see what happens with coming soon. Okay. Now there's 20 matches because there's not the same thing.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's look. All right, there were three actives that haven't sold that are aging. But they have to still be active for it to come up in this. So I don't really pay a lot of attention. I don't really pay a lot of attention to under contract, but I do pay attention to solds. So we have 10 solds, and this is different. So the average sale price, whoops, where's the average sale price? Average list price there we go. 562,000. Sale price 563, 190. So things 60 days ago were selling higher. Let me just look at the other one. Let's see here's Mick. Close. Where's closed? Close. Okay. So 552, and this is average 563. So prices went down a little bit, slightly. Okay, because of the holidays. So what does that tell you? If I'm doing an open house, I'm going to tell buyers prices have gone down a little bit, and now's really a good time to buy.
That makes sense.
And here it's going a little over asking in the last 30 days. It's going a little under asking. Now, if we did the previous 30, which we could, we'd probably see a different story. What we don't know is what's going to happen in January. So, and that's the thing. So you're going to start making calls tomorrow, and you're going to get people that are interested in finding out what their house is worth, which will help you with Tafari, Lavasha, okay? But having these conversations, even at holiday parties, is really interesting. And then we just did Clinton. If I lived in Clinton, I would do the surrounding towns and just have them on my wall somewhere so I can talk about them and internalize the numbers, like what's happening in Madison, Guilford, Branford, you know, what's happening on the shoreline. And like, who do you think buys in Clinton? Where do they work normally lately?
Maybe downtown New Haven.
Yeah, probably. Guess who the biggest employer you guys is in the state right now?
It's got to be Yale.
Yeah, yeah. They probably work at Yale. I know my daughter lives in Madison and like three-quarters of the people work at Yale on her street. So it like Yale is the school and it's the hospital and it's a bunch of things. But so in where you are, JC, where do people work? Like what company? And Lavasha and Tafari. Any ideas?
I'm not really sure.
Tafari, where do you work, Tafari?
I work in Middletown,
For,
Aerospace Techniques. It's
yeah.
a small
So
company.
it's in the Hartford area and, the surrounding area, it's aerospace. There's still a lot of aerospace. In your area, Mac, you probably also have the Groton subbase and the military, people.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so that is what you want to kind of like be aware of who the buyer is, and that helps you understand who your buyer is, and it also helps you talk to your seller. This is why you want to list now. This is what happens in the winter with the military. This is what happens, and what does happen at corporate America in the holidays. Any ideas?
We're talking financially, you mean? Like
Yes.
people getting bonuses and stuff they can put toward
Bonuses,
down payments?
downsizing, upsizing. They're either hiring or firing. They're looking at their numbers and they're thinking, what do I need to do? So there's movement. And when there's not a lot of houses on the market, you'll be the only one in this price range. So now is always the best time. So if people are asking you, when should I do this? I would say I would do it now. And there's a lot of nice reasons to list over the holidays. The atmosphere of your home, the Christmas lights or whatever kind of lights you have in there. Um, the yummy smells of cookies, things like that. Which I'm doing two cookie swaps coming up. So this weekend I'm doing that. Any questions? Tafari, you have a question?
No,
So how's the calling going, Tafari?
it's going good. Yeah.
Tell me a story.
Um, I did get a lady that was pretty nice to me. I did drop off an envelope, I think about a week ago again. So yeah, it's going good.
Nice.
I'm still trying to figure out what things to talk about and keeping the conversation going.
You guys, give Tafari a hand. Really proud of you.
Thanks.
Barely showed him what to do, and he is doing it. Okay. So that is the last 30 days. Pretty much this is your Geo Farm, the last 30 days, what you want to talk about. Okay. Any questions?
Got it. No, that's cool.
And what's really cool is when you start comparing them, and then you can take the charts. So there's charts here. Okay, print stats only. And then it has a chart. So if it looks good, you can take a screenshot, put it on your website, ask marketing to do something for you so you can hand out to your neighborhood. And now you have this whole area. You can also compare it to your area that you have, but I would do the whole town only for this reason. Um, when you start doing little areas, you don't have enough data for it to make sense. Especially Clinton, you don't have a lot of data here at all. So that is the last 30 days. When we're done, I'm going to have Mick share his screen and I'm going to make him do it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the MLS and go over some of the other data. So again, we're in the MLS. You just do a search for your data, just pick condos or single families or multifamilies. If you have a town that is not huge, then you can do the county. So for example, Clinton is part of New Haven County, but one town over, which is Westbrook, is part of what county? New London? So you could compare New Haven and New London counties. There's different things you can do. You can also, when you're going to the map, right, so I'm going to click out of there, do New Haven County and New London County.
Wait a minute. One town over from New Haven County would be New London County? Wouldn't it be Middlesex?
Well,
What am I
Middlesex
missing?
is, are you Middlesex or New Haven?
I'm
I'm
Middlesex.
Middlesex.
Oh, you are Middlesex? Okay. Middlesex.
Middlesex is next
Thank
to New
you.
Haven. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So now there's a ton of listings now. I'm going to click to view results. Now I'm going to get that map back. All right. And I'm going to follow the shoreline. I'm doing the pie chart. All right. Oops. I want to move this. Okay. So That's new. I think I would start here. And this is kind of fun to do in the summer, the rentals on the shoreline. So I'm going to just do this area. Actually, this is way too much. Okay. And, I would be like, make it more just one side of 95 rather than this, but it's interesting. So now we have a lot of things and we can get some really good stats and we can like find out what's happening on the shoreline, different areas. And the shoreline is entertainment. It doesn't matter where you live in Connecticut, you always want to know what's happening here.
Mhm.
So there are 65 houses on the market, 243 sold, 72 under contract in the last 30 days. So that's pretty cool. So you can, here's what's happening on the shoreline too. All right. So that is 30 days. 30 days is a powerful number. Now we're going to go back to the other way to pull data. Okay, so that's one. Two, InfoSpark. So we talked about this last time. So we're here. Instead of clicking into the MLS, I'm going to InfoSparks. Once I'm here, I can add an area. So I'm going to do Clinton. And then I'm going to add. Guilford. Westbrook. Am I missing a town? Should I do
Madison. It's
Madison?
in between Clinton and Guilford.
Okay,
It's a good
Madison.
spot.
All right. So now this is the last 12 months for the last 3 years. So we're in line. We're going to change it to bar. So this is telling us, I'm going to change this sale price to average. This is telling us the average sale price in November of 2022 for Clinton, Guilford, Westbrook, and Madison. Wow. Guilford and Madison are usually neck and neck. That's a big difference. 800,000. So that is the average. Now let's look at this past year. Okay. Huh. And then right now, 2024. And so it's November, each one. So what's interesting? Let's see, Madison, 800, it went down. So it was up, then it went down, and then it went back up. And that I just think that's interesting because it's probably like a big something sold. And this is and this is all property types. So I'm going to change it to just single family and see what happens. Okay.
Didn't move much.
Yeah, not much. 823, 806, 870. So up 7.9%, down 2.1, and that it started at 823. So that's interesting. What else can we look at? New listings. So this is the new listing count, 22, 23, and 24. So this is for November. And Clinton has 171 new listings came on the market. And that is single family. And what's interesting about that is we didn't see that many because they're going under contract so fast. So that's kind of cool.
And Madison and Guilford are killing it. I guess
Yeah.
they're bigger areas too, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep. And then Westbrook is Little Westbrook.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, with this, it's easy to share it. You just click share here. And when you click share, this is your social media and email. This would be if you want to embed in a blog. This is, you pick if you want it to be this, no matter when you're looking at it. This is if it's live. So I'm going to click social media share, view a new window. Pretty cool. And I am going to, I never do this anymore, but I'm going to go to Facebook. Let's see if it even knows who I am. Oh, God, it doesn't know who I am. All right, I'm going to go to Instagram. Instagram. Christine, we didn't have heat in West Hartford today. Okay, home. All right, now I'm going to, does it let me? I don't want to switch. I want to be me, and I'm going to add something new. And I'm going to say Connecticut. Well, I don't want to say Connecticut. What do I want to say?
Somebody shoreline. Yeah.
Westbrook,
To Guilford.
New Madison, November. I'm going to say Movember. Movember.
Hmm.
That's okay. Next. Oh, I don't want that. I don't know how to do this. Okay. Anyway, you would put it here. I guess I have to do this. No, it doesn't. I think they want you to do it from your phone on this one. Oh well. So that's what it will look like if you do it. If I was in Facebook, I don't know why it keeps making me go in that way. You're not logged in. You entered an old password. All right, I don't remember my passwords. Okay. So whenever I do this, though, I get people like, "Oh, that's so interesting," and I'm glad I didn't do it because I think the number of sales isn't as impressive as the average price, but it is pretty easy. All right, any questions on that one? All right, and then the last one. Well, so I'll show you a couple other things here that are interesting. So we could change this from the last 12 months to a rolling 6 months or monthly. And we could go back a year. Monthly a year. So it's only doing 1 month. I don't like that. Let's do rolling 12 months. 3 years. So you can fool around with it. The other thing I like, showings per listing. So this is showings per listing, and this is showings per listing until it goes under contract average. So isn't that great?
I like those buttons. Yeah, those are cool.
Price per square foot average, which look how similar they are.
Yeah.
percent of list price that it sells for. So this is really good because we're looking at November 24, 23, 22. So for this town, it hasn't really changed that much. I almost don't believe this. Maybe for November. It's because we're looking at November. All right. And then you can zero it down to bedrooms, price ranges. You can do custom. So if you want to up it, you can. So when you talk about price bracketing, 1 million to 2 million. I don't think that worked. Okay. So then the last thing that we did last week or Saturday was fast stats. So fast stats is really good for, I want to go knock on doors this afternoon. I want something to hand out. Select an area. So I'm going to select Clinton. And then most recent is November. So when we did it on Saturday, it was October. So that's good. And here is the report. So it tells us single family and townhouses, how many new listings, pending sales, closed sales. So it has 23 and 24. Median sale price and average sale price. I always go with average. And then percent of list price received. So this last year, people were getting almost 4% over asking. This year, they're getting what you're asking. Inventory. So inventory is up. And then month supply, 2.7.
Excuse me,
Interesting.
Jody. Excuse me. I have to go on to another call. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but I got
It's
a lot out of
okay.
it. Thank you so much. Thank
Thanks
you,
for
thank you,
coming,
thank you.
JC.
Okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay. And then condos. So you don't have a lot of condos, but year to date, 18 condos have sold. All right. And then this is also where the rental report was. So we're going to pick Middlesex County. All right. And then when we scroll down, it will have all the towns in Middlesex. It has the number of rentals and the average price here. So number of rentals for current time period, November, and then November last year. And then for the last 12 months ending in November. And then for the average monthly lease price over the last 12 months ending in November. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see, Clinton average rent is 2,914. So what you should do, Mick, is rent your house and go
To Florida.
So there's, yeah, a lot of cool stuff here. And again, all of this is you're paying for this data, so you can share it. It makes it easy to share.
That's a lot of stuff. Wow.
All right. So I don't want to overwhelm you. Because the whole point is now to make calls. So how does this help you make calls? I would just put it out there and tell a story about what's happening. How long have you lived there? Where did you live before? Like my daughter, her next door neighbor put her condo on the market, and the person that bought it was renting down the street. Okay,
No.
and 850,000 for a condo in Stamford. So that is, imagine what they pay for rent over there. if the
Yeah.
average rent in Clinton is, what you have. So just think about it. What are you going to say when you make the calls? So give me some ideas.
Like we're on a call? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
like
Like role
ring
playing?
ring. Hi, Jody. I noticed that your neighbor's house just sold. I'm just calling to let you know what's happening in the neighborhood. Oh, you're kidding. Which house?
Okay. I gotta do some
So
role playing.
yeah. Um, and how much did they get? What did they start at? Yeah, as a matter of fact, they got what they were asking, and that is what's happening in Clinton right now. People are getting what they're asking. A year ago, they were getting 4% over asking, but right now prices have gone up, but it's not as crazy as it was with 20 people going after the same house. So pretty much things are selling for what they're listed for. So how do I know that's true? I'm going to show you how I know. All right, I'm going to mute you for a sec, Clint, because I hear background music, background something. This is how you can see what the showing data is. So again, we are in the MLS, and I'm going to click on showing time. All right, and I'm going to reports here. And now I'm going to go to the one at the very bottom, target market analysis. And I'm going to click run report. Okay. Now this is going to take us back a month. It has 100 to 1,000,000. I am going to think that probably there's not much on the market under 300,000. So I'm going to go to 300,000, and I think the average price was like 6 something. So I'm going to go to 800,000. And then I'm going to do increments of as little as I can. So 5,000, 10,000, no, 25,000. Okay, $25,000 increments. And I'm going to do Clinton. Now let's see if I can get this down. Nope, it's still 25,000. Okay. All right, and now I'm going back a month. So let's just look. So we knew that how many houses are on the market? 13. So right now, between 300 and 324, there are 14 showings. 325 to 349, there's 26, 20. And we saw the averages, to closing was like 15, I think. So, and this also has to do with what's on the market. So let's look at back here. I'm going to put in Clinton. And your results, go to this, get rid of this. Clear, edit. There. All right. So let's list them from lowest to highest. Okay, so the lowest is 218, the highest is 1,000,004, but there's not a lot on the market that's active. So here we go, 500,000. So there's one house for 500,000. So when I go to list reports, showing reports, 500,000 there are 7 showings. And if I take this and just go to November 25th, actually, I'm going to go to November 30th. So we're just going back 11 days. And now this number is only 1 showing. So guess what? There's no competition. So what do I know? This is probably all the same person. I know I'm the only game in town, Mr. Buyer, and I'm going to make an offer. So it's another way to get some data that you can talk to your Christmas party cookie swap people or your old folks home or whatever, when you're visiting people. There's some good data here. So you want to just like write it down. All right. Any questions? You're muted. Sorry, Nick. Mick. You're still muted.
There we go. You good?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I won't really have any questions, so I started digging down into it a little bit, because I'm sure I'll get a little bit confused along the way, but I'll probably figure it out. So
Do you want to quickly save your GeoFarm?
yes,
All right. So I want you to share your screen.
I don't know how
So
to
at
do
the bottom of
that.
your page, hit share and then share your screen. And I'm going to stop recording because I think we're good.